Alright, welcome to another video. Alright, in this video, we're going to be working on power-ups for your game. Okay, so we were working on the boss, but now we're going to be working on special power-ups. The way that my game works right now is the power-ups automatically come in off of a satellite. When you break the satellite, it'll drop a power-up and you can pick it up. So over the last couple weeks, I've been asking you guys to design some power-ups or some little things to drop out of the satellite so you can pick them up. So you're supposed to make a satellite. Let's see if I can start. There's one, there's two. My power-ups actually give me the special powers because I already made it. And this is my full-fledged game of the version of it. But we're going to add this into your game. Alright, so what you're going to need for this is you're going to need 3 different power-ups. I've got my one here with some arrows that float around it that signifies one up or an extra life. Then I have the corn cob, and that's just an extra points. And then I think maybe I have another item. My other item might be in a different thing. And then I have my satellite. This drops my item. I like the satellite. And I designed these just like I did any of the squirts or anything. I rigged it, colored it the same. For the satellite part right here, I took an actual picture of a satellite for its texture. And I put the solar panel part right there. I just kind of like pasted it there. So what I did was I like quartered off that section with what's it called? Maybe I can show you. Let me see if I can show you or not. This is not what the video is supposed to be about, but I always get caught up in the weeds of showing all stuff. Right there, you see I did mark seams around those so I could make several different ones. That's how I made that. Alright, one more thing I got to show you. I found the other one, so here's another one. I also made a rocket that can drop from it. And I made this spray shot thing here. So that indicates the different types of power-ups. So I guess I already have 4 power-ups that can fall from the sky. Alright, let's get started on making this a reality. Okay, when I exported these, I think I used the GLB model. So I clicked on the object and the rig, or all the pieces of it. So I did like this. I clicked on this and I held shift and I grabbed all of the pieces. And then I clicked on File, Export, GLB. And I made sure to put it into the correct folder. Over here on the side, there's a lot of export features that you can click to make it work or not work. I had to play around with these to get my stuff to work correctly, including you want to do visible objects, selected objects. There's just a lot of settings. If you have a problem exporting yours, you can probably come see me in class and we can troubleshoot that together. Alright, so you're going to want to export your stuff, and you're going to want to export it into your game project folder. I put mine in the folder GLBs. This is loading for the first time in my game. I put it under objects and power-ups. GLB, objects, power-ups. So there's all of my stuff. Let's see what they look like when they go in here. One up, there it is. If I go to the scene, I've got my power-up. And I should be able to push play. There it is, playing. Same thing with probably all the other ones. So this is what you're going to want to get so you can start this satellite. My satellite has I think only one, just idle, yeah. Alright. So get all of your items into the world and make them, and then you can start this video. Alright, let's get started with adding this guy into the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to right click on the satellite or the topmost node and click copy. And then you're going to open up a new scene and you're going to see this little deal here that says paste from clipboard. I'm going to click on that. The reason I do that is because this is making it its own object. So there we go. We got our own object and we're going to save this, Control S. We're going to go to the scenes folder. We're going to go to, it looks like I don't have an objects folder, so we're going to make an objects folder. I think so. Let me double check. Enemies. Okay, yeah, so right here. Do objects. And then in the objects folder, I just save it right here in this main part. Save. Scenes, object, satellite, save. Alright, now I've got my satellite as his own scene, and he's got his animations that play. Perfect. It's in the scenes folder, objects, satellite. Perfect. I'm going to repeat the process for my power-ups, but for the power-ups one, I'm going to make a folder for it. So power-ups. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to go to each one. I'll do one of the power-ups and then I'll pause and just do the rest of them. So open up a folder. Let's grab the one up. Go to that scene. Open. I think the way I did this one, I think I still have to do this. So let's do copy. Paste. Let's make sure this guy still plays. He does. So now I'll do Control S. I'll go to power ups and one up. Save. Alright, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to do the other two. Alright, I've got scenes for each one of these now. I've got the rocket, spray shot, corn, and one up. So there's these are my power-ups. I also have the satellite. So there's the satellite. These are all saved as their own scene. Let's start real simple. We'll just get them into the world and make them where they can play their animations. They all have a real simple idle animation of sorts. So I'm going to go to, let's start with, I'm double checking myself over here to make sure I'm doing this right. I think I am. Okay. Let's add a script to this one. This I'm going to put this in the scripts folder. Let's go to, I don't think we have an objects. Let me make sure I need an objects folder. Scripts. Looks like I have scripts, scenes, objects. So let's do add a scenes folder. And then let's add an objects. And then we're going to add a power-ups folder. Yeah, Mr. So you like folders. Power-ups. Alright, and I'll use the rocket as my script here. Or maybe I should just say power up. Open. Create. And then this is a power up. Sorry, I had to go tell somebody to be quiet. Alright, Alright, so we're going to do function ready. And let's just get this animation player. There's a real shorthand way to do that. We can do $animation player.play and then the name of the animation. See, look there, I found it. That's what we want to do right off the bat. Also on my animation players for these, I want to turn on the looping animation and save. Alright, so I've got that attached. We're going to try it just for the first one to start with. So I'm going to need to just put this item in the world. Let's go to test world. Let's add. We're going to have to add a place for it to go. Alright, the place we're going to want to add it is going to be, let's add a node. We're going to add a satellite holder. The satellite holder is going to hold the power-ups and the satellites themselves. And it's going to transition from this side of the screen from either side. I want to verify that this is actually working, so I'm going to load that new thing that I made, which was, what is it, rocket? I'm going to load my rocket into the world so I can see it, and I want to make sure that it's actually doing what it's supposed to do, which is just playing the first animation. So I'll hit play, and let's see if it's actually playing its animation. There it is. It's pretty massive on the screen. So if you don't want that to be that large, you can adjust the size right now. So what I can do is I can go to my rocket scene and I can change the size of it right here. I can go to transform and I could change it. I'll do 0.4. And I'll save this here. That should make the change in this world as well. Let's see if it does when I save. I might have to re-add it. We'll see if it does. No. Let's re-add it. So let's take this one, delete it, and add it again. There it goes. So it got the size change whenever I re-put it into the world. So play. There it is, and it spins around. Perfect. Now let's go. I'm gonna pause my video. I'm gonna do. Whoa, that was really loud. Ugh. I'm gonna pause my video, and I'm gonna put the other ones in there, just repeating the same process. Right. I'm gonna unpause for just a second. I am working on trying to get my stuff put into the game. I hid.
Sooner or later, I'm gonna catch up with you.
Oh man.
You cannot hide forever.
She's gonna be annoying. Alright, so what I did is I put all the objects in, and now I'm trying to get them sized the right size, and I put the satellite in there. Also, so I clicked the boss holder and I hid it by just, so I got rid of those little circles. I can bring them back. Subsequently, it also hid Miss Spoon. We're gonna have to get rid of her for now. So you're gonna want to get all these the right size. For the satellite, I attached a new script called the satellite script. And for each of the power-ups, they all have the same power-up script attached to the very top node. Alright, that should work for now. Alright, I got them all set up, I think. I like this. I like the sizes. I had to shrink some of them, and the satellite was the right size, I guess. I also changed the level that I started out on to level 0. Alright, so you can see they're all in the game. They're all playing their animation, and all the animations repeat. These power-ups right here, they all have the same script, and this one has a different script, but it does the exact same thing. So you just want to get them all working and into the world one time. Alright, after you do that, you're going to want to go to your satellite holder. We can remove these guys. We don't need them in there anymore. I'll leave them just for reference. And then I'll add a marker 3D. This is going to be the where the satellite flies from one side to the other. It's either going to spawn on the left side and go to the right side, or it's going to spawn on the right side and go to the left side. So this is going to be my left marker, left side, and then I'm going to add another one, marker, and I'm going to call this one right side. Okay, what I like to do when I'm adding these things in is I like to look at the numbers and make sure that the other one is pretty much a mirror to the other one, so that they mirror each other. So 52, let's do negative 70, 52.5 seems okay. Maybe we should do 50, 70, we'll do 50 here. Okay, so they're kind of like the mirror opposites of each other. One of them's negative and one's positive. Now you got to think your satellite, when it gets spawned in, is going to be on the same height. So let's put it at 50. So that's where that's going to spawn if it spawns at 50, and that's going to transition from one side to the other. So when I play this world, I want to make sure that you can fully see the satellite. So you can see right there it's a little bit too high. So let's come down with it. 40. Let's see what 40 looks like. Too low. So 45. Something like that. Okay, so I'll go to my left side, 45. My right side will be 45 as well. Okay. We're going to make the satellite so it can turn randomly, so it won't always be facing the same exact direction. We're also going to add in a button to do the spawning for us for now, until we can attach it to something else in the game. So let's go to project settings, input map, and we're going to need a debug button. I have a debug button 3. I guess we used that for something else earlier. I'm going to make another one. Let's do debug _4. Add. And you can add more if you want, but I'm going to make this button 4. So I made a button to spawn, debug button 4. And then on the satellite holder itself, this is going to be what puts the satellites into existence. So I'm going to make a script for this. So let's attach a script. Let me see where I put this. Okay, I put it in levels, and then I think I just dropped it in here. Okay, satellite holder, open, and create. This will be my satellite holder. And I'm going to put some notes in here for myself. There we go. This holds the satellite when they are spawned. Odds are stored in global. This is just the stuff that I used to make mine work. I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to put the code you need in here, pause it, and then we'll stop the video. Alright, this is the code that you're going to need. Feel free to take a screenshot, pause. You can type this in. What does this code do? We grab the satellite and store it into there. We get a random number generator. I'm not sure. This number generator is probably not very necessary. It doesn't look like we're using it just yet. So actually, I could comment that out if I wanted to. I'll use it later, so I'll just leave it. Then if you push that debug 4 button that we just made, it will spawn a satellite. Here's how it spawns it. And then it puts it at the location of 050. We will be changing some of this very soon, but I wanted to get this part working first. So if we hit play, if we press the debug 4 button, you're going to see a new satellite appear for now. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video.